In winter.
In winter.
I have to clarify, is this, we're Canadian, is this winter or Orlando winter? It's Canadian winter, okay.
Italics winter. It's winter.
Ice wind day, there we go.
The LA people on the end are saying winter, I don't know, 70.
Winter's just like when it rains,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Negative 40 degrees Celsius.
This is 15 themes in a trench coat.
It really is.
Okay, I think, unless we have any last minute ideas to throw into the theme, I think we have a theme. Spy over there. Was one of the circus animals that we have here. Well, yeah, I think that makes sense.
I think it fits, yeah.
I think that makes sense.
A cute circus animal, maybe they think to begin with, they discover it's a cute little animal. Maybe that ties into the twist.
It's a Maltese falcon.
Yeah. Oh my god. Get out of your battle.
Alright, so, just to clarify, party is going undercover to a circus to get a cute animal. It's a cat. Of course it's a cat, it's always a cat.
I love in this fantasy D&D panel, it's just it's the ones you least expect though.
Oh yeah, exactly, just put wings on it.
Yeah.
That's
More now
thing.
fantasy.
A baby sphinx.
Oh what?
That's what I was thinking of, yes, thank you.
I know what that is. Nice, okay.
Didn't tell me. Okay, so they have to save the baby sphinx / Trussalone, whatever it might be. I would figure that out in a minute. And so they have to go undercover to basically subvert the secret clown cult that works within the circus, which are all dark druids. And the ringleader is actually the crown pet of the ringmaster, who is just some bumbling idiot, doesn't know what's happening.
What is this circus called?
Oh yeah, we need to do that.
It's just
You know what? That comes full circle.
Twist.
Yes, the baby sphinx is actually the one in charge, and the party is being duped from the start.
Let's just write a one-shot where the players lose. That's dope.
That's what we're here for.
Nah.
You shouldn't be. Okay. And also this is all in winter, but not just winter. We're talking like Ragnarok level Finland. Like it is just coming down. Okay. Yeah. Name of the circus.
Name of the circus.
Name of the circus.
That's fancy as hell.
Museum McCanum?
It's fancy.
Museum McKinney. That's mad Latin, I respect it.
Yeah, I heard Pyramid Scheme, that's good. I like that a lot.
Mr. Piggle's Circus of Wonder.
Mr. Piggles Circus.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Pickles is going in there.
Here's the trick. You think Mr. Piggles is the ringmaster, it's not.
No, it's no, sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Picklesworth.
Maybe that is Mr.
And then, yeah, we have the idea that this is in the Matrix. So obviously we have to start
I'm just
off.
floating around in there, yeah.
Do they know, or is this? So that would theoretically just be the thing at the end where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, it was all a simulation.
That's always satisfying.
Layers.
But Gofton is what they're trying to take out.
Yeah, that's it. See, that's what I was trying to wonder, is like, do they know they're going in to a simulation to get the thing? And then,
They know how to use their power because it's protected in their brain.
Oh, that's an idea. Go full one division on it?
Is that the encryption key?
Okay.
This
So,
one part is every genre.
That's usually how this goes. So we have the idea that the Sphinx is actually creating this weird. So yeah, I mean, we could go with, we could take the Into the Matrix idea and flourish that more into a reality warping, and that the Sphinx has warped reality to create a circus with a clown calls and like, because it's all nonsensical, and that could be the reason why.
The thing that confused me was supposed to be over there, but when I got there, there was a lady who was like, said everyone was leaving somewhere else. She brought everyone elsewhere.
Randomly aging. Yeah, glitches in the Matrix makes a lot of sense.
Love old people.
Well, what you get to do is you have a guy running around with an old man head and a baby body. Alright, so we're going to move on from theme in just a sec.
You can use the Sphinx as an avatar for an architect character.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, someone also mentioned earlier, like having the ringleaders have the shape changer. So it could be like a dude.
Just a guy.
Yeah,
Just a guy.
same Scooby-Doo mask.
Yeah. Not magical, nothing.
Alright,
Just Bert.
so we have a good number of ideas for our theme, I think. It is still very vague and ambiguous, but as we go through, we'll funnel this down and we'll get something more cohesive. So now that we kind of already have somewhat of the story. So because the theme is that it's a circus with a secret clown calls. You have to get the cutie, all that stuff's in there. Is there anything we want to add to the story specifically? I think we've basically settled on what our theme is here.
A cage of trained mimics. Oh,
What do you train them to do? Shapeshift into objects? House of Horrors.
that's fun. I do like the fun house of mimics. That's pretty incredible. Oh no!
The Sphinx is nearing a point where the prophecy will be spoken, and whoever hears the prophecy will benefit substantially. Thus, the patron wants the party to get it, and the clown cult wants to hold on to it. Yeah, okay. I think that's a pretty good way to rope everything together. So, prophecy. I like how I made very clean areas. It's just. Yeah, I think the prophecy can be fairly ambiguous. You don't necessarily know what it is.
The clown cult is bad at lying.
The clown cult's bad at lying?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
How bad? Is this like they will always speak the opposite of what they intend or something, or is it
No,
just?
they argue against each other. One says something, the other one says, no, that's not right. And then they get the audience involved.
Oh, I see. So it's just that no matter they're always together. When you talk to the clowns, they're awesome, constantly
Yeah,
contradicting each other.
they're part of the clown troupe, and then one of them starts to say, what do you do with the audience? And one of them answers with a lie, and then they start arguing, and then they involve the party, i.e. the audience, into the lie. But they're really bad at it. So you have to figure out which one is telling the truth, but because they're all bad liars, you have to figure out which one is the worst liar, i.e. the most telling the truth.
That is a hilarious combo with the clown hydra suggestion. He's just arguing with himself.
And you, sir, had something?
You're like a Disney movie. It's called A Disney and Gofton, The Legendary of a Legacy. Disney movie.
I'm not super familiar with it, but sounds dope as hell. Hell yeah.
animals in the circus were once guests that the clowns turned into animals.
Ah, yes, good old
This circus used to be an IKEA.
Yeah, I got a lot of good curse, so, Oh, I like that so much. A rival circus that refuses to hire clowns is hiring a party to infiltrate the clown cult. Let's become the one. Oh, okay, so, yeah, red pill, blue pill, take the red pill, get true seed. Yeah, it's actually a type of true seed. Well, okay.
Those are two very extreme.
Yes. Okay, so there is a covered up animal storage unit, which they're like, oh, what's in there? And they keep saying something horrific, and it gets worse and worse. And it's always different, but everyone's terrified of whatever it is. I do like that. It's a nice flavor. What's in there? The baby trees. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
They knew too much.
Yeah, exactly. They far too inquisitive. I mean, that's always what it is, right? Curiosity killed the cat.
Yes.
Instead of having people turn into animals, maybe have a mind turn into animals.
Ooh.
That's just cruel.
Welcome to our people's circus, where all of them are thinking they're animals, and the animals think they're people.
Really makes the petting zoo so much worse.
Wait,
Is it just like
They
seven
switched
people running
conscience.
around pretending to be Hydrax?
they switched the conscience of the animals and the guests.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah. But of course, the animals only speak animals, so if the party's able to interpret that, they can be like, they can start talking to them and realize, oh, speak with animals. Yeah.
Well, they try to talk to the NPC people, but they're all animals, so they're animals instead. Because they're all people.
The classic switcheroo. I like it.
Here's a musical in a purple cloak with the hand up.
I think they also are constantly mad when people call them a cult. We're not a cult! It's a cooperative! Alright, so just to make sure we have our story here, a rival circus, which does not hire clowns, has hired the party to infiltrate the Elysium mechanism run by Mr. Pickles to obtain the baby Sphinx, which is going to be given a prophecy, or I mean, we could just say solid business advice for how to run a. It's going to be so hilarious if he gets that Sphinx that says, "Add clowns." And then also the clowns, save the baby Sphinx, bring it back, only to find out that it was actually in charge. We have the idea of the Matrix, we have the idea of the animals and the people being swapped around. We also have the concept of like, the pills. We have to context that a little bit, I think. But is that the overall story that we want to go with at this point?
Hypnotic cotton candy.
Is it cotton candy that hypnotizes you into eating more cotton candy?
Could be.
I was gonna say that's just
Regular cotton candy.
Ah, there we go.
There it is.
Perfect.
The only piece we were missing.
I wonder if there's some sort of ally that can be found though, for some actual information within this.
Yes. How intelligent?
Normal mimics are actually super intelligent by helping with passages and methods and normal beings. A clone!
Could the ringleader be what? Yeah, that could work. I mean, it's like you just sit there petting the cat, and the cat is actually talking through him. Okay. Fortune teller. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yes.
Skeleton. I love that so much. Oh my god.
There it is.
Oh yeah. Game of charades.
And from the first in full face paint. I love that so much. Thank you.
Mime. Yes. Oh yeah. That's fantastic.
That is incredible.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You couldn't swap that guy's mind out. Like someone has to.
Someone's got to look after all these. It's nothing about it.
Which are now people.
Don't worry about it.
Thinking too hard. I'm too deep.
What if the entire circus was just one big mimic village?
Yeah, I feel like we've been going down that road. It kind of had to get to that point, didn't it?
All roads end in mimic.
Just everything else. Yeah, you see all those blades of grass? It's just teeth.
Oh. Or little tongues tickling your feet. Goodbye. That is horror, yes.
The original ringmaster, Mr. Pickles, was turned into a sentient pickle.
Alright. I think we've officially hit the bottom. Bottom of the jar.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's do a quick outline of the order of events here. So we start with get quest, go place, do things.
So specific.
Well, we're gonna get
The hero's journey.
and then win / die. Was this right? Well, exactly.
Yeah, the big beats.
So we have the beat. So get quest. I think we've more or less solidified that one. We know who's getting the quest. We know why they're getting it. We know what the quest is. We know what has to be done. Go place. I mean, we can just put them there, and that's probably the way to do it for a one shot because you don't usually want to have too much going on until you get to where everything's happening. Do things. We have a good place designed here. We have a lot of interesting things to interact with. So the idea is to get this baby sphinx, then we have to determine how they're going to learn. They're going to want to figure out where it is, and they're going to have to devise a way to get it. So, if it's being held by the ringmaster, but there's this cult of clowns, so what's the connection there in terms of what are really going to be the obstacles? And we don't want to get into too much detail about this, but because that'll be tomorrow. But in terms of obtaining what they're here to get, there's two things they need to figure out where it is and how to get it. So where is it? What tier? They're going to be 12th level. We can throw it in.
Damn.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, if you're in, it makes sense there would be some kind of magic dampener to kind of, yeah. Yeah, like the audience circle, that could work. So the ringmasters, so the Sphinx is, so here's what I'm thinking. If the Sphinx is being held by the ringmaster, it's going to be out in the open quite often. I guess this will be the question. Does this all happen during a show, and is that the only time that they're going to be able to pull this off, or can they make their way around the circus and just break in and get the Sphinx at some point? I guess that's kind of where we want to go with it.
During
Player options always go, but if they don't want to anything in the show, they can go through the maze of minutes. It leads to the master trailer. Or if it's during the show, it actually use moving spotlights as like these your eye of the holder.
The spotlight lights are all beholder eye beams. Yeah, okay.
That's without question. I mean, that's going on the paper. That's fantastic. So we can kind of like make a bit of progress, learn a few things pre-show, and then there is the show, where things all start going down.
I just think from a pacing perspective, it makes sense to have the sort of the intro where they can learn, and then the final act takes place during circus performance.
For sure.
Theoretically, this will be probably about 2.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah. The main reason I think doing it that way works is because then you can keep pace, you can keep the time scheduled. So you can just say, after 1 hour, no matter what's been done, that's the show's beginning, and we just keep things going through. Okay, so if I understand this, you're proposing an alternate pacing method, which is they first infiltrate as guests, get the lay of the land, possibly watch the show, then come back late at night to infiltrate as circus performers to then do a heist. Okay.
With access to whatever they picked up or noticed during the show.
No, we're not going to be able to get to everything.
This is a 30-episode miniseries, right?
And do what all players do and just pull that all out the window and say, we're just gonna infiltrate.
It's true.
But that way we have
But that
both
is a
ways.
choice.
Yeah, that way we have both ways.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah, because we are doing like the reality, warping, matrixy kind of theme here. So yeah, sometimes it's possible to look a little too close. I'm a fan of that. It's true. Big man. The people or animals thing, yeah. What if like one of the lions has managed to find a way to communicate in a more human kind of way, which helps to clue the players off initially to the possibility that they may be intelligent? Yes. Both colors.
100%, yes, absolutely.
This could well be the final night. This is it.
Yes, that I think is absolutely necessary. You need to have that hard deadline of you
You
must
got
have
a
this
cotton
one.
candy point.
Oh! Yes.
Naturally.
The cotton can arachnids. That's great.
I just want to say if I saw that, I would leave immediately.
I would nibble it straight from the source.
I mean, the spider is going to be wearing like an outfit and everything too. A little top hat. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still 8 months, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I like about the idea of going with the, doing it during the show, is that they literally have to jump out and do it at one specific time, so they can plan for what they believe it to be. I do want to have a discussion about whether we want to go with the heist idea of sort of gathering information first and then coming back in the evening to steal it, or the straight up infiltrate and then as being part of the show they try to grab the Sphinx and get out. I think both options could work, and in a world where I have a full day to write this, I would say do both, but unfortunately I only have a couple hours to do this, so I'd want to probably just pick one and then have the other one in the back of my head in case things go in that direction. So by show of hands, do we prefer the heist option where we are going as guests, enjoying everything, learning what we can, and then coming back in the evening, pretending to be workers and trying to steal the Sphinx?
This is gonna be pretty even.
And then the other option, which is infiltrating as workers right from the get-go, sort of new hires, figuring things out, and then during the show having to enact their heist.
It is really even.
I think the first option may have had just a slight margin over it.
Both great ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we'll primarily go with the
We've just
heist.
lost half our audience.
We'll primarily go with the heist option, with the full infiltration being potentially a side option that they could do, and we just kind of fast forward and move some things around. It's kind of work with that. So moving with that idea ahead, we have a little bit more time to do the story and the plot and outline that stuff, and then I want to get into NPCs.
Beautiful.
What if you introduce the things in the opening act, and then while the rest of the show is going on, the players can work their way around, gather information, and then by the final act where the Sphinx and the Ringmaster come back, they have to have either stolen the Sphinx, or they do it there at the show, in the final act.
Yeah, there you go,
Put
exactly.
some timer on it.
We have one back there. In front of the tie, yeah.
Mr. Pickles tells them the recipe for the kettle corn crystal of psychic protection.
Is this the pickle?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Oh, dear.
Pickle, formerly known as Mr. Pickle.
Yes.
How ironic.
And pickle, pickle.
But not.
Yes, my friend. Yes.
So what I like about this is this solves a problem I've been trying to mull over in my head, which is if you're doing the idea that they get to witness the show, there's really nothing for them to do other than the DM just goes on and on and on about all these cool ideas, right? So that brings player interaction in. So we can say that there's a bit where audience performers get to come down and do something with
This is like
the
the
team.
football thing at halftime throwing in through the.
Yeah, and what I
Except
like
it'd be
about
like
this is
trapeze or something.
we could have the idea that if the clown cult actually knows that they're here for this is a trap. They literally bring them in and they're like, we're gonna kill you now. And they just start like, okay, we're gonna strap you to this rotating wheel and throw knives at you. It's all fine. All bad.
Devin, please make the players throw knives at each other.
Yes.
Now both on wheels.
Once.
They're both on wheels.
And on the trapeze.
In the opposite directions.
And on the trapeze.
Oh my god.
This is the true test of decks. Come on.
It is.
It is.
It's
Magical.
magical. Okay, so that I think gives us a rough outline of the plot, which is going to be that they need to gather as much information as they can before the show starts. Then when the show begins, now they may choose to just go ahead and grab the Sphinx when it comes out during the show, and that would be an option, or they can come back.
We love a 10-minute workshop.
If we go with the idea that the finale is going to be the prophecy, then that kind of forces their hand that they must. The way I'm kind of looking at this is these are all different ideas to help influence pacing. So if they didn't really do a whole lot at the beginning and the show starts and we're only like 30 minutes in, I probably wouldn't want to make the prophecy be the finale. I want to leave time at the end for them to do infiltration later. But if we're an hour and a half in and the show is beginning, oh yeah, that's just how it's going to be. That way we can wrap it up nice and cleanly. Is there anything last that we want to add to the story and the plot and like specific to what the players are going to have to do to accomplish their goal? We don't want to necessarily know tons of obstacles and details because we can flesh that out tomorrow, but just general idea of the plot outline. Actually, you brought up a good point. If they were to disguise themselves as workers, if there's the whole animal people swap thing, is the circus run by animals or are the workers the only like actual people? So that maybe that's something we should figure out.
What does people and an animal
Who works
again?
at the circus? Well, clowns, yes.
Really just the one clown.
I like that a lot. That's cool. As they go through this adventure, there's going to keep being like, wow, we really need to make sure we finish this on time. There's a lot going on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's a fun idea. So if the patron provides, it's like, oh, I can only get 3 tickets, so one of you's gonna have to just sneak in. Oh, there's a ton of ways you can do that.
demand to make.
I would like to clarify, so, the workers of this circus, do we have like this idea of, because I'm trying to visualize this, if we have all the animals and people are swapped, are the animals still part of the show, or do they run the circus now? Right, like this is what we have to figure out, I think, because if we have people who now have the minds of animals, then they're not going to be great at a whole lot of actual manual labor other than just basic strength. And then if we have animals who with the minds of people, they'll be excellent performers. So I feel like there's...
Wasn't the suggestion that this was a curse, meaning that it would be audience members that are getting trapped in a curse and being turned to animals, but not the people behind the scenes running the circus?
Yeah, in which case I think if that is how it goes, it would make sense that the animals are still part of the show, because otherwise it's not as much of a curse.
And similarly, the clowns could have also been taking over a lot of like administrative and managerial duties at the circus.
Well, I think the circus is run by the clowns secretly.
Right.
The game that we run will be recorded and live streamed.
And also being played live here at MegaCon.
Yes, it'll be tomorrow night downstairs.
The crew of animals, so there's a main color to identify the circus by. The outfits are, the low-tier crewed animals are white and primary color, the clowns are gray and primary color, and the Sphinx is black and primary color.
Okay, so if the players are smart, they could pick up on the fact of who's actually in charge. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
A hierarchy of color.
Hierarchy of color? Yeah, so I think where we're going is that